Hi, it's Anne from Unity Physiotherapy and Wellbeing. I'm going to guide a mudra meditation I created. Mudras or hand gestures are used in yoga to give an attentional focus, to quieten the mind, and also to channel the flow of prana or the flow of energy throughout the body to support healing. And the different digits of the hands are said to represent the different elements of nature, and we have these elements within us as well as around us. And the mudra we're going to use is called Prithvi Mudra, and Prithvi in Sanskrit means Mother Earth. So this really connects to, supports, enhances the earth element. It is a really grounding mudra. It uses the ring finger and the thumb. And the ring finger is said to represent the earth element and the thumb the fire element. We connect these two digits together in this mudra, and this is said to be connecting the earth element and the fire element. And in doing this, it's said that it can potentially create balance between these two elements too. So it is also said to potentially nourish or nurture the more solid elements of the body, like the muscles and bones, and also potentially promote physical stability, strength and balance, as well as healing and channeling the flow of prana, the flow of energy throughout the body. So as I said, it's the thumb and the ring finger, and it's simply touching the tip of the ring finger to the tip of the thumb, with the other digits, the other fingers extended in a relaxed way. So we would bring the hands onto the thighs and turn them palms upwards, so they're resting on the thighs, on the knees, and then lightly touching the tip of the ring finger to the tip of the thumb, with the other fingers extended in a relaxed way. And it might be that it's the inner part of the wrists and hands that are resting on your thighs, on your knees, or it might be different for you, and whatever that looks like is okay. So I'm going to teach this practice in sitting. You don't need to be sat on the floor like I am, and of course you can be. And if you are, you may choose to sit on the edge of a folded firm blanket, which I am. You can sit on a chair, you can kneel. And if any of those aren't okay, then you can do this practice standing. And if the only position that is accessible to you right now, best for you right now, is laying down, then you can do that. And you can have your arms by your side with the backs of the hands resting on the floor. The thing is with laying down, it's more tricky to maintain attention, but do whatever is best for you right now. So I invite you to come into a comfortable seated position. Settle in, take a moment. Before we go on to creating the postural elements for this practice, I invite you to check in with how you are right now, and you can do this with your eyes open or closed. So connect to your body with an intention to be compassionate and curious, to be non-judgmental, having a willingness to allow what's present to be. So perhaps noticing what sensations are present. So what do you notice where? Maybe noticing what your breath's like. Where do you notice your breath? Maybe noticing what your energy's like. There's different tones to energy, so it might be quite flat, low, depleted, it might be quite settled, it might be a little bit bubbly, it might be quite fizzy or hyper. What tells you what your energy is like? Where do you notice it in your body? And maybe notice what sorts of thoughts are present and how they show up in the body. So simply notice whatever is present for you right now, allowing it to be exactly as it is. And maybe there's a word or words that would sum up how you are right now. And if there is, simply notice that. So letting this noticing go, and bring your attention back to being in sitting. So know that you're sitting. Perhaps noticing your pelvis on the earth if you're sat on the floor, or the pelvis on the chair if you're sat on the chair, and noticing that the chair is supported by the earth perhaps too. Noticing your feet on the floor, on the earth. So noticing the areas of the body supported by the earth. And then seeing if you can connect to create a gentle length in the spine from the pelvis to the crown of the head. So a length that has some level of ease. If it feels like there's excess effort, excess tension, invite some of that to melt down the spine towards the pelvis and into the earth. So noticing the contact points on the earth of your body, a gentle relaxed length in the spine, and then an openness across the upper chest. So a gentle widening of the collarbones that allows the shoulders to soften backwards, to melt back. And then if there's any excess tension around the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, invite that too to soften down, to melt down towards the floor, to melting through the body, through the pelvis, into the earth. So noticing the pelvis on the earth, a length in the spine, and an openness across the upper chest. And then I invite you to close your eyes if this is okay for you, or if you prefer, you can keep your eyes open and soften the gaze so the gaze is more in focus, perhaps lower and soften the gaze. And then I invite you to bring your hands, palms upwards, onto your legs and touch the tip of the ring finger to the thumb lightly on both hands, and having the other fingers extended in a relaxed way. And simply taking a moment to be connected to your hands and to Prithvi Mudra, tip of the thumb to the tip of the ring finger with the other fingers extended. Taking a moment to be connected to Prithvi Mudra and your contact with the earth. And then I invite you to notice your breathing. No need to change your breath, just simply notice the inhale and the exhale. Notice the flow of the air coming into the body and the flow of the air leaving the body as you keep the connection to your hands and the earth. Following the flow of the air, perhaps all the way from the nostrils down the diaphragm, the abdomen, into the pelvic bowl perhaps, and then following that flow of air back out through the body, back out the nostrils. Following that flow of air in through the nostrils, all the way down to the pelvic bowl, and perhaps even into the earth there. Following that flow back out. Following the flow of that air in, you maybe notice the expansion of the body as the air travels down to the pelvic bowl. And as you follow the exhale, maybe you notice the softening of the body as you follow that air back out. Maybe as you do this, you start to connect to a sense of breathing in, nurturing from the earth. So maybe breathing in the air from the trees. And that nourishment goes all through the body with the breath. And as you breathe out, you're breathing out nourishment back to the earth. So breathing in nourishment from the earth all the way through the body. And as you breathe out, breathing that nourishment back to the earth. So maybe you notice a sense of a shared breath one breath perhaps. And you can either continue this or you can add a mantra if you wish. Something like, as you breathe in, I am nurtured and supported by the earth. And as you breathe out, I am steady. Breathing in, I am nurtured and supported by the earth. Breathing out, I am steady. Breathing in, I am nurtured and supported by the earth. Breathing out, I am steady, or something like that. And continuing for a couple more breath cycles on your own. And then start to let that breath focus go and relax your hands so they're palm upwards with all the fingers extended. So just letting go of the contact of the ring finger and the thumb. And just noticing your hands for a moment. Simply noticing. Noticing your hands and the contact with the earth. Then I invite you to bring your hands to your heart area, either in Anjali Mudra, so palms together, or you can bring one hand on the other hand over your heart, or just one hand on your heart. And if you're wishing to link in your thumbs, which is actually Eagle Mudra, and just focusing here for a few breaths, maybe even imagining you're breathing in and out of your heart under your hands. And as you do this, maybe there's a sense of gratitude for the earth, gratitude for the body, and if there is, rest in that. And then start to bring your attention back to the fact you're sitting, relaxing your hands. And then I invite you to check in again, check in with your body. So again, noticing what sensations are present, what do you notice where? What is your breath like? What is your energy like? What sorts of thoughts do you notice and where do you notice them? And if there's a word or words that sum up how you are now, notice that. What's changed, if anything? And then letting that go. Noticing your pelvis on the floor, your feet on the earth. Notice what you can see and hear around you. And that's a practice that you can do at any time. You can even do it for a few breaths in any position. If you're sat on a chair, it's simply easy to do, or whatever you're doing. So I hope that was helpful, and do let me know, and take care.